Hi guys, I'm going to introduce the new update of the CCNA certification for the year 2020. You guys may have some question about how the structure looks like for the new CCNA certification compared to the current track. So as we know, for the current track, we have two choices to select the exam, which is we can go for single paper or we can go for separator paper, which is ICNA 1 and ICNA 2. But for the newer track, there's no more separator paper and there's only one composite exam, which is 200-301. And it's going to be a 2 hours exam plus the multiple choice question and the lab simulation. This exam is going to be live on February 24th of 2020. You can register this exam after this date. And there's no more focusing tracks for the new CCNA, like CCNA security, CCNA data center, like what we had right now. Right, so there's only one CCNA to replacing all the current focus tracks. For the new CCNA certification, it's going to be 8 days in total for the modules. So 5 days will be the ILT and the 3 days will be self-study. So some of you may have some question about the self-study. I'm going to discuss furthermore later on for that. And one thing for sure, Cisco is going to introduce the new technologies into the CCNA track, which is SDN, the wireless, advanced security, and also the QoS. So we can see it's going to be quite intensive for the newer CCNA certification. Alright, so the total is going to be 8 days for now. I'm going to introduce the 5 days IoT training topics, and we'll discuss a little bit furthermore for the self module later on. Right, so for the day one, you'll notice that there will be pretty much the same like what we had right now. So we're going to discuss about the architecture of the enterprise network models. We're going to discuss about the basic fundamentals of the networking. We're going to introduce the different network components like the BLC, firewall, IPS, router, switches, and the functionality of that. After that, we're going to discuss about the OSI 7 layer. We also were discussing about the function of a switch, the different network cabling types we introduced in the day one as well. For the day two, we are going to start the switch configuration. So we may need to show some MAC address table to get to know how the MAC address is going to forward the packet, the frames from one to another. We'll be discussing as well the IP version 4 and the subnetting. Transport layer, application layer like TCP, UDP fundamentals, and the service layer of the layer 7. We'll be discussing here as well for the day 2. Fundamentals of a routing, why we need a routing, and how the structure of a routing is going to be. We'll be discussing here. And we'll start to configure the Cisco router with some of the basic iOS command in day 2. So each of the topic here will be setting up the lab as well for that. For the day 3, we'll go a little bit more in depth of the networking. So we're going to discuss about how the packet flow from the source to the destination, right? We're talking about a little bit over the fragmentation. We're going to discuss about the ARP. We're going to introduce the IP version 6 in here for day 3. How the addressing structure looks like, the comparison between IP version 4 and IP version 6, set up a static route for V4 and V6, including the lab. We'll configure the VLANs and the trunks for the day 3. So I'm not going to discuss very further on this because it's pretty much the same topic that what we have right now for the current CCNA modules. For the day 4, we are going to discuss about intervene routing. So this is a little bit updated because we are going to introduce the SPI here as well compared to router on a stick. So the software, the switch virtual interface will be covering here. And you notice that in the newer CCNA track, OSPF is only the routing protocol to be introduced in here. We don't discuss about EIGRP. We don't discuss about the RIP version 2. OSPF will become the core routing protocol for the newer CCNA track. So in the CCNA track for the new one, so we are going to discuss about OSPF in a single area, multi-area, and some of the structure of the OSPF. Version 3 will be introduced in here to support the IP version 6. Ether channel will be setting up in day 4 with an LACP. We will configure the basic of the ACL, which is standard ACL will be covering here. And the last topic for the day 4 will be discussing about the NAT, Network Address Translation. So we are going to discuss the different types of the NAT, static NAT, dynamic NAT, and also the port address translation. Day 5 will have a little bit update compared to the current track because we are going to discuss the SDN for now. So this topic is about the SDN. We're going to discuss about software-defined access, software-defined WAN, SD-WAN, SDA, ACI will be all in here. And after that, we're going to discuss about system monitoring. We're going to set up the syslog, SNMP, and also the NTP server. Managing the Cisco devices will be setting up the backup of the config, how we can do the password recovery, how we can do the image recovery if the image is failed during the boot up time. We're going to set up the SSH, HTTPS to secure the management plan. The last one is about the security, how we can hardening the device by layer 2 security, which is port security, DHCP snooping, dynamic up inspection will be all covering in here. So the conclusion for the 5 days training in the IoT training will be not much different compared to current track, maybe except the SDN. So that will be a conclusion for this 5 days IoT training. The important part for the newer CCNA track, I believe, will be the self-study, because you can notice here most of the newer technologies is actually bundled into the self-study modules, right? Like QoS, wireless, right? Virtualization, one security will be all covering in here. So total will be 8 different modules for the self-study. Right? Cisco is making 3 days for that. I'm going to make a simple discussion for each of the topic right now to get better understanding on what are they going to be covered for the newer CCNA track. Right, so for the first one is about STP. You notice that spanning tree protocol is no longer covered in the 5 days IoT training. It's going to be covered in the self-study module. So we're going to discuss about the spanning tree, rapid spanning tree, right? The root guard, loop guard will be all covering in here. Second module will be the layer 3 redundancy, which is a first hop redundancy protocol. We'll be covering about HSRP, VRRP, and also the GLBP. So it's quite in-depth compared to the current track. The GLBP is also will be covering in here. For the module 3 is about the WAN technologies. We're going to discuss about point-to-point, PPP, protocols, PPPoE, and we're going to discuss about the different types of the VPN topology, like point-to-point, hub and spoke, fully matched, and also the DM VPN. For the module 4, personally, I believe this is one of the very important topic for the newer CCNA track, because from the study material that I noticed, they are covering quite in depth of the knowledge for the QoS. So we're going to discuss about the purpose of QoS. We're going to discuss about end-to-end QoS. We're going to discuss also the different mechanism of QoS, like classification, marking, policing, shaping, congestion management, congestion avoidance. Will be also covering in this topic. So it's going to be very huge topic discussion for the self-study. After that, the module number 5 will be the wireless fundamentals. So we're going to discuss the different Cisco wireless deployment, like autonomous, centralized wireless architecture, those. And we also will discuss about the different standard of Wi-Fi, like AO2.11, A, B, G, and as well as the latest one, AC, Wave 1, Wave 2, Wi-Fi 6, will be all covering in the wireless fundamental here. Alright, so the module number 6 will be the architectures and virtualization. So we're going to discuss about spine and leaf for the ACI design over the Nexus 9K. We're going to discuss about the cloud computing. What are those private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud will be all covering here. And then we're going to discuss about virtualization. What are the advantages of getting the virtualization of a data center? The differences between the VM and the container will be all in here as well. Right, so you can see module 4, module 5, and module 6, they are quite in-depth of the knowledge discussion in here. The last 2 modules will be more on the security, advanced security discussion. So module number 7, we're going to discuss about different types of the security threats, like spoofing, man in the middle, phishing. Those will be covering here. The last topic, the last module, will discuss about the prevention, the threat defense. So we're going to introduce the Cisco Firepower as the next gen firewall, IPS. We're going to discuss the different types of the encryption, especially the next gen encryption. And the last thing we'll be discussing about the Wi-Fi security, right? Comparing to the WEP, WPA1, WPA2, what are the newer updates over the WPA version 3? And also the differences between the WPA PSK and also the WPA Enterprise. So those are the topics will be discussed in the security track. If you are purchasing the official Cisco material, you will be able to get all those self-study module in here, but in the different modules, which means for instance, after the introducing the OSPF, is going to be redundant switch. So each of the module of the self-study will be covering in the official Cisco student guides, including the lab as well. So if you're going for the official guide, you will have all the details of the knowledge to be studied for the self-study modules. And I would like to make some conclusion for our video here. So there will be 8 days of a total learning for the new CCNA in year 2020. 5 days ILT and the 3 days self-study. Right. And all the CCNA focus tracks will be replaced by a new CCNA, and there's no more CCNA security, CCNA wireless, CCNA data center. is all replaced by a single CCNA title, except CyberOps. CyberOps still remain the CCNA certification. Right, so if you are the current certified CCNA, regardless of CCNA security or any other tracks, you'll be automatically receive a new CCNA title after February 24th, 2020. If you are CCENT, which is an entry level, which means you have already passed ICNA 1, but you haven't passed ICNA 2 yet, you have to complete your ICNA 2 before February 24th, 2020. Otherwise, we have to retake a new exam again. Alright, so that is a very important message for those of you who are currently pursuing your CCNA title. It's good to finish all the exams before February 24th. Alright, so I'm going to make a new video for those self-study, and I'm going to discuss the detail of each of the self-study module in the new video later on, and I will try to make some lab for you guys to get better understanding of the technologies. And please stay tuned with my channel